In a survey done in 2019 by the Mental Foundation, we can see how 1 in every 4 girls and 1 in every 10 boys have admitted to changing their pictures or editing them to fit the standards that they think that are true, and just because they are afraid of what others might think about them. Hi, my name is Amali Nasser, and today I want to talk about beauty standards and the effects it has on teens. After looking at the statistics of these teens that are suffering with self-image, I start to wonder, over the past 25 years, to what extent have beauty standards impacted a teen's well-being in the United States? Which leads me to my argument. Beauty standards have a negative impact on a teen's well-being and have impacted them to have suffering. It can also affect their mental health, their physical health, and even create unrealistic expectations. Beauty standards impact their mental health by making them develop disorders which may affect them in many other ways. I would have more confidence. I wouldn't be so self-conscious or insecure about my physique. I could focus more on my inner abilities and talents. I would be happier emotionally. These are all psychological impact comments that teens had when being interviewed by the National Institute of Health, world's foremost medical research center, which shows us that a lot of teens think that they have to meet these requirements and then puts pressure on them. In a survey done in 2014 by the Money and Mental Health Policy Institute, we can notice how women aged from 16 to 24 have mental disorders that increased from 21% in 2000 to around 28% in 2014, which, although it might not seem like a lot of a big change, we start to notice how these numbers are increasing, and they still are to this day and will most likely keep increasing. And our society should work on lowering them, not allowing them to increase. In 2016, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention showed us that the biggest group to be affected by anxiety or depression are teens, showing that the society has made them think that they have so much to meet and so much to do about their physical well-being that they just start to get stressed and start to get mentally sick. Their physical health has also been affected when teens develop mental health issues. They also then start to disorientate these mental problems by hurting themselves physically, going from anxiety to these anxiety attacks getting worse and leading to divert the pain being physical and cutting themselves. In 2009, Navi and he stated that 1.3 million adolescents and girls have anorexia, which is a big disease that has the biggest societal rates in the United States, meaning that this is a big percentage of teen girls that may have these disorders. 30 million teens suffer from media stress. When being compared, the average woman is 5'4", and when the unfair comparison to an average model is 4'11", making them eating too much to increase their weight or decrease it by using unhealthy habits. Men are also expected to meet these requirements, which makes them start binge eating to create muscle or to maybe fix their muscles. 1.7% and 2.4% of the population has body dysmorphia, making them believe that they are not put well enough for the standards that society has put. Which leads me to my next point. Unrealistic expectations have increased the person's physical being and their mental due to unrealistic expectations that created by their society, by their peers, and their families. 80% of women have said that their the magazines or media things that they see on the media by others have affected them mentally and even physically, to where they feel insecure about themselves and their bodies. When we look at migrant mothers, usually they are already stressed and feel a lot of anxiety due to having to move from one place to another and having to have their families and themselves be in a good position. And to add the stress, society makes them think that they have to fix and look good and have their hair done and their nails done just to meet these standards, which is most of the time is not true, but it is believed by our society. Some solutions are that our mental health resources are something we could give to teens, such as meeting with psychiatrists or somebody who can help them understand that maybe they don't have to have a good body and that the standards don't have to qualify for them. Another one is meeting with a specialist, somebody that can help them make them think that their body is healthy, somebody who can help them fix their weight and have them have a good, healthy body. Last, healing resources. Everybody wants to have healthy resources that allows them to have there's limitations. There are teens who don't want the help and allows them to just not be able to want it. Most of the times, meeting with psychiatrists and people who could help them is very expensive, and a lot of parents might not be able to meet these requirements and have the funds sufficient to pay for them. And lastly, these help, such as having somebody support you, is most of the times things that teens don't have, which makes them just doubt everything and not want to continue fixing themselves or trying to believe that they are okay.
All right, 2 questions for you. What information did you need that you weren't able to find?
Suicidal rates in the United States, because a lot of teens, since they are minors, parents don't talk about the effects that teens have and how their beauty standards have led to those suicidal rates.
All right. And what advice would you have for other researchers who consider this topic?
To look more into the health side, because there is a lot of information, but a lot of it might just not be might not be credible.